Your stress is not just a feeling, it is a chemical reaction inside your brain. And one simple habit called meditation can directly change those brain chemicals within minutes. Today you will understand how meditation reduces stress using real brain chemistry and cortisol science. This is not spiritual theory, but actual neuroscience explaining what happens inside your body. When you feel stressed, your brain activates a survival system called fight or flight response. This system is designed to protect you from danger, not from daily life pressure. During stress, your body releases a hormone called cortisol from adrenal glands near kidneys. Cortisol prepares your body for action by increasing alertness, energy, and survival readiness. But when cortisol stays high for a long time, it starts affecting your body negatively. It increases anxiety, disturbs sleep, and reduces your ability to think clearly and calmly. High cortisol also affects your brain regions responsible for memory and emotional control systems. Your amygdala becomes more active, making you react emotionally instead of thinking logically. But here is the surprising part most people do not understand about stress response. Your brain does not distinguish between real danger and imagined daily life pressure situations. This means even thinking about problems can trigger the same stress chemical response inside body. And that is exactly where meditation starts changing everything in a powerful biological way. Meditation is basically a practice where you train your attention to stay calm and steady. It does not stop thoughts, but changes how your brain reacts to those thoughts. During meditation, brain activity shifts from stress-driven networks to calm awareness networks gradually. This reduces overactivation of fight or flight system and lowers cortisol production naturally. When cortisol levels reduce, your body starts entering a state of biological relaxation response. Heart rate slows down, breathing becomes deeper, and mind starts feeling more stable. But meditation does something even deeper than just reducing stress hormone levels temporarily. It actually changes how your brain processes thoughts and emotional reactions over time. And this is why long-term meditators show different brain structure patterns in scientific scans. Their brains literally adapt to become less reactive to stress triggers in daily life. The brain has something called neuroplasticity, which means it can rewire itself continuously. Meditation uses this ability to strengthen calm response pathways and weaken stress pathways. So instead of removing stress, meditation trains your brain to respond differently to stress. This is why situations feel less overwhelming even though external problems may still exist. But this change does not happen instantly in just 1 or 2 meditation sessions. It requires consistent practice for brain chemistry and neural patterns to stabilize properly. And this is where cortisol regulation becomes more balanced in long-term practitioners. Their baseline stress level becomes naturally lower even without active meditation in moment. Now meditation directly affects a small brain region called the amygdala system. This part of brain is responsible for detecting threats and generating fear responses. When you meditate regularly, amygdala activity gradually becomes less reactive over time. This means your brain stops overreacting to small problems like they are dangers. But even though amygdala becomes calmer, stress does not disappear completely from life. Instead, your brain changes how strongly it reacts to the same external situation. And this reduced reaction strength is what scientists measure as lower perceived stress levels, which means your experience of stress is controlled more than external events themselves. Meditation also activates another important brain region called prefrontal cortex for decision control. This part of brain helps you think logically instead of reacting emotionally instantly. When prefrontal cortex becomes stronger, it can regulate emotional impulses from amygdala better. This creates a gap between stimulus and reaction, allowing calm response instead of panic. But this control system only works properly when brain is not overwhelmed by cortisol. High stress hormone levels can still weaken logical thinking ability in critical situations. This is why meditation focuses on both calming stress response and improving awareness together, because both emotional control and hormone balance must work together for full effect. Another important change during meditation happens in default mode network activity reduction process. This is the same brain system responsible for constant self-related thinking and mental noise. When DMN activity reduces, your internal mental chatter becomes significantly quieter and less repetitive. This creates feeling of mental silence where thoughts no longer feel overwhelming continuously. But silence in meditation does not mean complete absence of thoughts in brain system. It simply means thoughts stop dominating your attention and emotional state completely. And this reduced dominance of thoughts directly lowers stress perception inside conscious awareness. Because stress is not only chemical, but also attention-based brain interpretation process. So meditation is not just one mechanism, but multiple brain systems changing together. Amygdala, prefrontal cortex, cortisol system and DMN all shift into balanced coordination. Now the most powerful effect of meditation happens only after consistent long-term practice. Your brain slowly stops living in constant survival mode and becomes more balanced naturally. Over time, your baseline cortisol level in blood starts to reduce naturally every day. This means your body stops staying in constant hidden stress mode all the time. But this change is not like switching off stress completely from human life experiences. Stress still appears, but your brain stops amplifying it unnecessarily without real danger. And this difference between stress presence and stress amplification is extremely important scientifically, because most suffering comes not from events but from brain overreaction to events. Meditation strengthens neural pathways related to calm awareness and weakens fear-based reaction pathways. This brain rewiring process is called neuroplasticity in modern neuroscience research studies. After long practice, calm response becomes your new default brain behavior instead of panic. Your nervous system starts choosing stability over emotional reaction automatically in daily situations. But this does not mean you become emotionless or completely unaffected by problems. Instead, your emotional recovery speed becomes much faster after stressful situations occur. This faster recovery is one of the strongest indicators of a healthy stress system, because flexible emotional response is more powerful than suppression of emotions completely. Meditation also improves how your brain controls attention and focuses on present moment awareness. This reduces unnecessary future worry and past memory loops that increase stress levels. With better attention control, your brain spends less energy on useless repetitive thinking cycles. This creates mental clarity where thoughts feel lighter and less emotionally heavy. But the brain still continues to generate thoughts automatically even in calm states. The difference is now you are no longer controlled by those thoughts. And this separation between thoughts and identity is where true stress reduction happens. Because you stop identifying with every mental signal your brain produces continuously. So, meditation works by combining hormone reduction, brain rewiring, and attention training together. Cortisol lowers, amygdala calms, prefrontal cortex strengthens, and DMN becomes less dominant. So, stress is not just removed, but your entire brain response system gets redesigned. You don't escape life pressure, you simply stop reacting to it destructively. So, the next time you meditate, remember it is not just relaxation technique, it is your brain actively rewriting how stress, emotion, and thought are processed forever.